Hey there. So, probably about 15, 16 years ago, I was on a staycation and I was just so excited about it because, and this is going to sound terrible, but bear with me. It was not during the summer, it was during the spring. So, our youngest was still in school. Um, so, he was at school during this week, and my husband was at work. So, I had a week off for a staycation by myself at home. Like, of course, that's what a staycation is. I was just very excited about it to finally have time to do the things that I wanted to do. So, the first day, I wake up, I have my glass of water, and then I make a cup of coffee. And I take a sip of that coffee and I set it down and I walk away and I go do things. And I come back and I'm like, oh, my coffee. I grab it, it's cold, I warm it up, I take a sip, I set it down, walk away, blibbity blah blah, tra la la. Finally, it gets to the point where literally it's like, how many times are you going to heat up this cup of coffee? And I had a realization that I was not giving myself time to have one good cup of coffee. Like, coffee is not great after it's been reheated a couple of times. It's just not. And I thought to myself, okay, when you're working and you have to get out of the house, kind of see how maybe you don't have time for coffee. You're literally on vacation and you don't have time for a cup of coffee. I'm just checking this. Okay, good. And so I made a deal with myself. And I said, I can take at least 10 minutes, right? I can give myself 10 minutes in the morning to sit down, lower those shoulders, relax for a bit, and drink a cup of coffee. Don't scroll my phone. Actually, at the time, I didn't even have a smartphone, so I didn't have to worry about that at that time. No TV, no talking to other people because they were gone. Bye-bye, out of the house. Just myself and my thoughts. And so that's what I started to do on my staycation. I'd get up in the morning, make myself a cup of coffee, and the weather was beautiful at the time, so I'd go out on the porch and I'd sit and I'd watch the birds and listen to the wind and look at the flowers and have my cup of coffee. And that's what I did. And then what happened was, because I gave myself that little expanse of time of quiet and nature and space, that thoughts would bubble up, realizations would occur, remembering things would happen. And I thought, oh, I should have a notebook for when these things pop up. So I started, yes, a One Good Cup notebook. And I don't even know if I called it my One Good Cup, right? That was my time in the morning for one good cup. I even wrote a little coffee manifesto. If I find it, I will attach it. I'll put it in a comment below. And I used a composition notebook because they are not dear. At the time, I think they cost less than $1. And maybe it was even two for $1. And so because they weren't dear, it was easy to write in, easy to scribble and cross things out. I didn't feel like I do when people gave me beautiful notebooks that precious and dear, and my words should be beautiful and perfect and dear. And that is not always how my words come out at first, as you can attest to in my videos. However, what happened with these notebooks is it wasn't a journal. I have separate journals for my day-to-day journaling and my gratitude. But this was more almost like a common book, almost like that, but I like to call them more like an uncommon book because it was so many different things at the same time. So there might be lists of things that I wanted to remember to do. There might be a snippet of poetry that came into my head, my own or someone else's. It might just be a thought that bubbled up. It might be something where I say, "Oh, I I need to apologize to this person because this thing happened," and then I work through it in the notebook. I I would then actually apologize to the person, not just do it in the notebook. So that's what happened with that. Um, I think that the thing here, the main thing with this, is that we do give ourselves that time, that space, that opportunity to be with ourselves. Like, of course, we're with ourselves all day long, but are we really with ourselves? It's like spending time with someone and maybe that other person is scrolling on their phone, or you're both watching a TV show. You're not really with the other person because they're not really with you. And so, how often during our own day are we really with ourselves, listening to those little things that come up in our brains? I don't know. The other thing that happened with having that time, allowing that space, is that it then bled over into when I went back to work. Because I enjoyed it so much and because I knew that magic could happen in a 10-minute window of time, I allowed myself still that time when I had to get ready for work and leave for work. And so I also have a ridiculous, wonderful collection of mugs that people love to give me as gifts. And isn't that wonderful? So now there are these things that people are like, she loves notebooks and she loves mugs, and now we know what to get her. So the main thing with this is that however and whenever you can give yourself this time, this moment to yourself with yourself, I would highly suggest you do it. I think you'll be thrilled with it. And if it can be in the morning, if that's how you can start your day, I think it will help energize you for the day, help you be able to respond to things during the day instead of reacting to them like we so often do. And I hope that it's just made a little difference, or could make a little difference for you. Oh, I'm Amy. Hey, this is Aging Audaciously, where we love to have fun breaking the rules. I wouldn't say that this is breaking the rules, but I would say that we could be breaking the rules while we're giving ourselves this time in the morning. I hope you enjoyed it. Thanks for stopping by. Thanks for watching. I'll see you next time. All right, bye.